Welcome to Catalyst, the all-in-one platform for everything disc, where you can access your profile and view the disc styles of your colleagues who have completed their profiles. This tutorial is going to offer a brief overview of the basics and the locations that you might want to visit frequently on the Catalyst platform. Please bear in mind that Everything Disc, the Wiley Company, may occasionally update things on this Catalyst site, but until significant changes occur, we're going to make this video an available resource to you. So we'll begin here on the home page. You'll see in the header that your disc style is identified, right? So the color of your header is going to depend on your style. So this is a green style because our administrative disc is a high D. So this is green, and that's why the header's green. If you are an I, you'll see that your header and the Learn About Your Style button is going to be a red. If you are an S style, this header is going to show up in a bluish shading. And then the C's, it'll show up as a yellow header. All right, so that makes sense, hopefully, for you. Before we get diving into this website, I do want to give you a quick little tip because this will be real helpful. If you go too deeply into this site and you're like, how the heck do I get back to home? This is a real quick, easy tip. See this Everything Disc icon up here at the top left-hand corner of your website? You click on that, that's going to get you right back home. So click on that, it'll always bring you right back to this page. So that should be a pretty easy tip you just keep in your back pocket. So you're going to notice as we go through this training, there are a couple different ways you can get to the same pages. I'm going to just get you to the quickest basic way to get there. So yeah, there are more than one way to get there, but we'll start with the easy one. So here from your home page, we're going to dive into this first Learn About Your Style page. So I'm going to click on that, take us down into Learning About Your Style. Here's where you're going to have, it'll probably look familiar to you because we had this in training. Here's where you'll have just some basic information about your style and these 4 different disc colors, just a little snapshot of the 4 styles. Then you can see here to the right, it's the first image of your disc map, and where you see a dot, that's going to be representing you in your disc style. Okay, if we scroll a little further down on this Learn About Your Style page, in the pre-work on the live virtual training, this was a hyperlink we asked you to check out in there. That's where that overview video is. There's an explanation of the 2 dimensions and the 4 styles, just a little snapshot there for you. If you click into that area, on down on the page is your map. And as you see, as we scroll further down on the map, we get to your style. See how that disc changes, right? That disc map. And the colored shading on your map, you may recall, these are areas where you have a little bit more of a comfort zone in the strategies and the day-to-day activities, your tendencies and what you do. This is a D style. So all this area here for this administrative style is green. So that's all their comfort zone. There may be a little comfort with some of the I characteristics and maybe a little bit in the C characteristics. S might be a little bit of a stretch for this D. But that's how we roll in life, right? We kind of just learn to stretch and accommodate. And to that point, as we're scrolling further down on that page, this is a nice segue in reminding you about these cornerstone principles, because we all have a little bit of each style, and every single one of these styles are very valuable, particularly on a team. We're a blend of all 4 of these styles. So, different things in life, experiences, encourage us to stretch out here into this other area that might not feel as comfortable. We might be getting better at it, but this disc training helps you become even more proficient at that. As we're scrolling further down on that page, you can see the podcast where we ask you to check those out before the training. And then to the right of those podcasts, you can see the the disc map, the 4 styles, and each of those 4 styles have 3 different regions. And this administrative assessment has a strong D, and that's why that's shaded green. All right. Below that, there are obviously more areas to explore, what drives you, the DISC model, your colleagues, but all of this information here is on that page, the first page that we clicked off of from the home page. So you can bounce around using this left navigation here. It's just like a quick jump to, if you wanted to jump right back up to the intro, it just keeps you from scrolling all the way through each page, at a time. You could just bounce there. So let's get back to that home page. How do we get back to that home page? We could click the home button here. Or we can click that icon. Remember the logo? It's going to take us right back to the home page. Now, once we've done this, I want to navigate you through these tiles. I'm going to refer to them as tiles. It's some tools here from this Catalyst site that can help you in this DISC tool. So if we click first and go to this Compare a Colleague, clicking on this tile is going to take you to a page where you can actually have an opportunity to search for your colleagues, right, who have also taken the assessment. And you can search for them in a couple different ways. I'm going to scroll down here just a little touch. You can type their name right in here. You can search for the employee that you're looking for by their style, if you know their style. If you know their department or their group, you can do it that way. That might narrow your search out a little bit, but that'll help you find the particular employee, and then maybe you recall it brings up that continuum of different information about that employee and how the two of you kind of align up, your differences, your similarities, and that stuff. So, alrighty, so that's all on that Compare a Colleague tile. From the home page, this is how you get there, Compare a Colleague. You click in there, you search for them, and go to town with that. Now we're going to go to this next tile from our home page, and this is the Build a Group. And in the Build a Group, you can also go and search for your group using that search bar. Lots of information on this page. You can search for it, or if you know the department of the individual that you're looking for. You can click on that. You can learn a little bit about the group overall. This will have your whole group, that team's plotted out on this DISC map for you. There's some style insights with this tab if you click on it. Moving over, there's some group insights, right? So this whole group page gives you information about people in your group. For example, the style, they're all in this style, gives you some insights there, group insights, and then conversation starters. So lots of good stuff on that group tile, which we accessed from the home page. So now we've covered Compare a Colleague, touched on that, and just went through Build a Group. Here's a third tile I want to take you through. You jump into that, click on Give Advice or Get Advice. We'd like to give advice, wouldn't we? But Getting Advice, this page offers 4 different sections where you can get some help in working with a colleague, say somebody you've never met before, you're not familiar with them. You can learn a little bit about how you might, if they've done the assessment, how you might best connect with them, or maybe work with them in a collaborative manner, or get buy-in on a particular project or program that you're working on, or maybe you have some difficulty connecting or managing, working with somebody, and how do you manage that tension? So you click in there and you type the employee's name that you're, wanting to, manage tension better with, and you get some information about how to best manage that information. You can hit that toggle back and say, okay, now how to manage that. Now I need to learn how to collaborate with them. So you just type in, the individual's name and learn a little bit about how you can best collaborate with them. So it's just a deeper dive. So you can keep diving into the site. It is loaded with information. All righty. So from there, that takes you through those first 3 tiles from that home page. All right, so we're getting a look there at the Comparing a Colleague, Building a Group, and Getting Advice. There are 2 other rich tiles right below that on that home page. I want to navigate to this workplace tile. We did this during the training. This will look familiar to you. And in the workplace tile, this is where we learn a little bit about our own style, what some of our motivators and stressors are. We click on that. It's going to take us deeper into that page, learning about some strategies that we might use to be more effective, right? Further down on that workplace page, this is where you can learn about styles other than your own. So if you're a D and you want to learn about an I or an S and some of those things that, drive them differently than from you, it can help shed some light on that. So that's another section. And then the third section in that workplace tab or page is about how you can best learn to build better relationships, particularly with styles other than your own. So that takes you through that workplace tile. We did spend a fair amount of time there during our live virtual training. The Discology tile is the last one that we're going to look at from this home page. If we click on that, boy, this is for inquiring minds, right? So those C's that are looking at this tutorial to try to find information out about the DISC model. Just click on that's a hyperlink. You want to know a little bit more about those 12 styles. Maybe you want to know about how did DISC come about? What's the history, the research behind it, the theory, it's like, proof's in the pudding. What's the validity and reliability of this assessment tool? This area, Discology, will help you and get some answers for you if you're, again, having that inquiring mind. All right, so those are all those tiles on this home page. Right here's your home page. Those are the 5 main tiles that we've got available to help you learn more about yourself and others. So you may have also noticed on this left side of your screen, this is a quick to navigation pane. So we spent some time here about learning about your style. Another way to get there is your DISC style. You click on that. It's going to take you to the same place that we just pretty much opened this tutorial on. This probably looks familiar. We were just here, right? So it's just another way of getting to this page from our home page. Right? So we clicked here or here, it's going to get to the same place. Colleagues, it's going to give you the same page as Compare a Colleague. We were just there, right? So there's Compare a Colleague page where you can go in and search and find who it is you're looking for. That's from the home page, or this exact same tab right here on the left navigation is going to take you to the same place. So the Compare Colleague tile. All right. Now, you might imagine we're going to have the same option on this left navigation for groups as what the Build a Group tile is. You want to know some information about getting advice, you can click on it here, or you can go over here to this tile. Now, a little bit different on the workplace and the Discology, because these are pretty rich, heavy tiles and pages too. There's a nice fly out here where you don't have to jump into the tile and scroll up and down. If you click on that, the workplace tile, you get a little bit of a, not tile, the left navigation pane. You can get a fly out there that'll take you right into what it is you're wanting to know from that workplace tile. The Discology, same thing. You get a little fly out here. So there's your little menu bar there from that fly out. Same information if you just want to dive into the page. So that's navigating this Catalyst platform from our home page. It gets you right to all those different neat informational pages. Now, this is something that we hadn't touched on in our training. If you wanted a hard copy, a paper copy of your report, you can click on that. That's the last one there, one of the last two on that left navigation pane. You just give that a little check mark. You can download it. Of course, you want to be connected to a printer, but it'll give you a printout, a PDF of your DISC assessment. The account settings, the last thing I'll go over here with you. You get a little fly out there. If you click on that, you want your information, say you misspelled your name or something, you can always go back there and edit that. We named our account OSA DISC, so that's why it's named that. But this is your information there from that account settings. If you, for some reason, forgot or needed to change your password, you can do so here. We are asking you need to keep your email address at wv.gov as opposed to a personal, because this is a worksite program. So keep that the same there. And then also you've got access to some privacy settings, although this program is really about sharing and learning about others that we're working with. Keeping these privacy settings open to others is certainly recommended. Okay, so there you have it. That is your navigational tutorial for the Catalyst platform. We do hope that it was helpful to you as you search for more ways to become more self-aware and other-aware in your quest to build relationships in the workplace and have more meaningful, productive work. All right, if you do need further assistance or more information, don't hesitate to reach out to our Employee Development DISC team. You can reach us at OSA, O-S-A, DISC, OSA DISC at wv.gov. Thanks so much for your time.